And welcome to my workspace. Hi, I'm Steve, and I'm starting this video series about my Monte Carlo SS, and we'll cover what we're going over. As you can see, there is no Monte Carlo SS in here, and that's because it's at the paint shop right now. So this is the intro. I'll go over what's going to happen with it and how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen, hopefully, and we'll go from there. So right now, as you can see, I've got lots of stuff piled up. So over here is all the suspension parts, QA1. There's the dash. Hopefully that'll be going to California here soon. There's the rear end. And we're coming up in all the other small parts and required parts here. So here we have my welding practice, and I'll get into that a little bit more today, along with the preview. My little workbench, it's cluttered now. Hopefully it won't be that way for very long. And so there. And so hello. We'll go from here and there, and hopefully more there than here. That means we're moving forward. So far it's been about a year in the making. And there's something special underneath that blue moving blanket. We'll get more into that later. Now, as I said, this channel is dedicated to my 1985 Monte Carlo SS. I've named the project Redline Monte Carlo. You will see a little later why. Before I get started on the history of the car, I want to get this out of the way. I know the table I'm using is in no way close to a proper welding table. I'm either going to get a tabletop for this table or a proper welding table. Depends on what is cheaper. Also, although I was in aircraft structural maintenance in the Air Force, I never took the time to go down to metals technology to learn to weld. So I'm just starting out. I'm working with an Eastwood M200i all-purpose welder. The rod I'm working with here is 6011 1/8 inch. For you experienced welders, leave comments on where you see me needing help. Right now I'm working on arc size and feed speed. Now onto the car. I'm the second owner, and I've had it since 1988. Here is the original stock configuration. Soon after these pictures, the oil pump spring went out in the 305. Not one to leave things the way they were. I got a computer-friendly RHS 350 to replace it. More on that to come. If you're familiar with mid-80s GM paint, you know what is next. The paint spiderwebbed on the roof, and it was time for repaint. I decided to go gray since I was a huge fan of dark gray. Here she is with the new paint. Check out those oversized decals. That next summer, I entered a couple of local car shows. Here she is at McDonald's Picnic here in Boise. No, not the restaurant. I was never happy with the decals on the side. Too 80-ish for me. I'm old school, so I really like the script Monte Carlo on the 6th gen Montes. So I got those installed. Now back to the RH350 that went in. The shop I hired to install it didn't tighten anything down. In fact, the same day I got it home, I had a no crank problem. Crawled underneath, and none of the starter wires were tight. Also, because nothing was tightened down, this thing became a leaky POS. When I bought the RHS 350, I also put out for a Summit 355 block with Keith Black rotating assembly. Never got on that quickly. Like I said, I was in the Air Force, and deployments in life got in the way. Well, I finally finished it around 2007 and got it in. Pretty on the engine stand, isn't it? So now where we're at now. I was never happy with all the hoses and stuff covering up the engine when the hood was open. When it developed a mechanical miss, I decided to pull it. I also thought, well, I also want to go black in the interior. May as well tear her all apart. Right now, she's at the paint shop. Blind Dog Classics will get her blocked out, then pull out the body off the chassis and get the chassis back to me. There I will tear it down, clean it up, install all the new parts you just saw. Also, that nice thing that's underneath the moving blankets, well, that's a LS3 495 horse 376. That's what's going to be going in. Of course, this will all be documented for your viewing pleasure. Here's a rendering thanks to Keg Digital Garage. Well, that's enough rambling from me. I don't know when I'll post the next video. It's all on Blind Dog Classics to get me the chassis back. I hope to produce a video a week when I do get on it. So if you would like to see more, subscribe and hit the bell so when I do drop something, you'll know. So until then, thanks for watching. Drop your comments below.